this short series of my SWOT analysis of the COVID-19 market. This time we're looking at threats to the market. So COVID-19 has caused the fastest economic contraction on record, and it will without question cause a global recession, if not a depression. Lockdown has wiped 50 billion off the UK economy and costs reportedly 2 billion per day. That's according to the Office of Budget Responsibility. They go on to forecast a 35% slump in UK output. Research by JP Morgan shows that it would typically take 18 to 21 months for GDP to recover to its pre-recession levels. So a common estate agent trope is the market is driven by the 3 Ds: death, divorce and debt. Sadly, the COVID-19, I think we've maybe dodged a bullet, despite what you might think of the government, and it could have been a lot worse. It possibly could have been a lot better, but there will be some probate properties that are on the market that wouldn't be without COVID. So as sad as that is, it's the way of things. The second, divorce. Is you've been locked up with your partner for 2 months, unable to leave the house. I'll let you make your own mind up about that one. Obviously, I'm not talking about myself there. And finally, the big one I think here is the debt. The furlough schemes and the other government schemes are going to help with this because it's going to keep the wolf from the door for a lot of people. But your higher earners, there's a cap on the furlough scheme, and they've still got mortgage payments to make. They've still got utility bills to make, you know, the car, the school fees, etc., etc. So that's going to generate a lot of debt, and a lot of people won't get through this. Similarly, there's going to be a lot of people made unemployed once we come out of this and the furlough schemes stop. And that's similarly going to cause a lot of debt because people just don't have the income coming in anymore. So in short, there's potential at best for increased supply to the market and therefore softening of house prices, and at worst forced sellers coming to the market, which could trigger a crash as sellers compete to get out of the market ahead of each other. Only time will really tell on that one. Landlords are also a particular group of concern. They're quite embattled of late with changes to regulations and massive tax hikes. If they start selling and push prices down, it could lead to a rush of more selling as the prospect of remaining a landlord becomes more and more undesirable and unprofitable. Similarly, short-term landlords are a big problem right now. The Airbnb crowd, their market has just evaporated with the tourism industry, and there's no real prospect of that starting again, and probably at the earliest July, probably really next year. So we've seen all those short-term lets moving over to long-term lets, which is some areas have pushed down rents and obviously rental yields dramatically as that massive supply of rental properties all competing for the same long-term tenants rather than the tourist market. So once again, this has the potential to see landlords looking to exit the market, which again has the potential to push down property prices in the face of falling rents. So without question, we're in for a difficult future amid recession and rising unemployment, and neither scenario there is good for the housing market. So we've gone over the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities and the threats into the market. It is a mixed bag. I personally take away the massive shortfall in supply of housing, that over the long term that will keep the housing market buoyant. We're in for a rough and rocky ride, but I think any professional investor looking at the long term, 5 years or more, should ride this storm no problem, and with any luck it's a great opportunity to pick up some great deals. Well, I hope that was useful, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.
Please don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. Thanks. See you on the next one.